Hello YouTubers and welcome to the June 2017 edition unboxing of Art Snacks. I'm Erston, I'm here with
Barkey.
and we're going to go ahead and take a look, see what's inside.
First off, kids, always bring a knife to an art fight.
Jeebus.
But not like that.
But not like that.
Alright, so let's see what we got in here. First things first, we got some art paper. This is something that Art Snacks really likes to do. They like to give you different kinds of papers to try out, all the different stuff that they send you. It's really cool. I actually really like this one because it's got a little Art Snacks pretzel on the back of it. It's pretty neat. Alright, so let's get to the...
Oh, the surprise. Okay. Let's see what we got here. It feels pencil-y. Oh,
Or a lot of
I
pencil.
was going to say, they loaded us up this time. More than a handful of crayons.
This is a good month to get Art Snacks.
So,
Alright.
I've seen 3 Tombow acid-free. I don't know what ABT is.
So these are very cool, you guys. These have brush pens in the tip. So they make for really interesting... you can have different line weights. You can go very thin, very thick, which is very, very cool. The other thing is, don't forget this on the back half, which is a fine line felt tip. It's pretty cool. And again, I just want to point out, Erston got a pink, kind of a fuchsia, and a lime. I got a magenta, red, and kind of an orange. So, pretty cool there.
Looks like some kind of pencils. It says pastel chalk.
Oh, these are pastel chalks. Yeah, these are, to be honest with you, I'm not in love with these, but these are pretty cool. You can draw with them, you can smudge with them. There's a lot of different things. These are pretty interesting, and I like the fact that they come in pencil form because typically with pastels, they're in kind of a chalk form, and so your hands get all dirty, and then you just get it everywhere, and it's just negative.
And it looks like I got indigo blue and sea green.
I got sap green and indigo blue. So the last thing here is the Painty FX. So,
Paint marker.
Yeah, pretty standard fare paint marker. They like to include a different art marker, kind of paint marker type thing a lot of times. This one happens to be in kind of an interesting blue here, so that'll be a lot of fun to use. And the last, actually, forgot about the sticker. You can't forget about the sticker. And the last thing is snacks! Looks like we got
Extra sour crybaby bubble gum.
I'm digging into this right now. I love sour candy. Alright.
I'm gonna do the rest of this with a mouthful. Alright, so let's do the rundown. Looks like the Art Snacks Genic Mini Sketchbook is $5.
This is really sour.
The Painty FX by Zig retails for $3.60. We have the multi-pastel chalk pencils from General for $1.70 each. And finally, the Tombow dual brush pens for $3.19 each.
That's going to be the challenge this week, you guys, is draw while you're eating this candy and see if you can finish your drawing. Woo!
Maybe that should have been there at Snacks Challenge. How well did Jackson Polish do in art class?
Not well at all.
He passed with flying colors.
Oh, these keep getting worse and worse.
Alright, well, and that wraps up our review. And we're actually going to go ahead and try to work on putting out a demo of, just kind of doing an Art Snacks Challenge, see what we can come up with. I'll probably use some previous Art Snacks. Well, my one previous Art Snacks box to go along with this. Do what we can do.
I agree, guys.
And then tie it into Spider-Man Homecoming.
I think that'll be a lot of fun. Definitely stay tuned. We're gonna continue that in this video. If you like our videos, please subscribe, please share. We're just trying to get the word out for Art Snacks and get the word out for us as artists. So,
once again, this is Erston.
I'm Barkey.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Alright guys, so here we go. We're gonna just do kind of a sped up video here. We both started with the brush pens. I chose to do a calligraphy because these pens are really good for that. They have varied line width. You can get big thicks, big thin lines. I am really bad at calligraphy, but I chose to start with that.
And I just sort of was playing with the different thicknesses and getting a feel for the sensitivity of the brush pens and everything. And I started off with some lines, maybe drew sort of like a red tree-ish thing, and then went to like an eye, and then tried doing various like brush strokes for the eyebrow, just to kind of test different lengths and get a feel for the hair strands and such.
And you were telling me you didn't notice a tremendous difference between the fine tip back half of the marker and the brush tip part of the marker.
I really didn't. I felt like the brush tip just felt superior in every way, because you get the kind of the control as far as how thick of a line you wanted, and there's no like worry about like skipping or anything like that I noticed. So I just didn't really see the need for the felt tip myself.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. I mean, I think the felt tip could probably come more importantly if you were doing a lot of really fine line work, like let's say outlining, a city scene or anything along those lines, where you would need the ability to have that steady line.
And it looked like you kind of used the felt tip for maybe that dotting effect that you're using kind of for that shadow on that ball you were drawing there.
Yeah, the stippling actually would be the dotting effect, and yeah, it kind of allows you to get a mid-tone of whatever color you're using. And these markers in particular are very vibrant in the way you use them, so you gotta kind of try to find ways to make it look lighter and make it look a little darker.
Gotcha. Yeah, they definitely come out very bright. And here looks like we're switching over to the pastel chalk pencils.
Yep. I think there's probably a lot of pastel purists out there who would cringe at watching us use pastel pencils, but I'm not I don't use them very often. I tend to be more of a comic book style artist. I like heavy graphic. I use a lot of like black inks when I'm doing outlines and such. And pastels are really made for subtle blends, subtle colors, a lot of shading, a lot of smudging, kind of like what you're doing there on the left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was trying to sort of do the classic ball thing and then use my finger to kind of smudge in shadows. I don't think it really shows on the ball too well, but on the sort of shadow, I think it shows a little bit better, where you can kind of see where I tried to smudge kind of an upward and a downward, like dual shadows, like two light sources.
Definitely can.
And then I saw you drawing Spider-Man, so I tried to attempt to start somewhat of a vulture, failing miserably.
I think it was that you just didn't have any reference. That's one thing that's definitely important for all you YouTubers. Make sure you have lots of reference to draw from. Nobody can do it perfect from memory. If you notice in the top corner there, I've got a picture of Spider-Man actually in front of me, just so that I have something to look at. So that is not my original concept. I was just drawing something just to kind of give you guys an example of what these things are capable of. And you got a little wingling dragon over there.
Yeah, I decided to go for a little bit of tractor and work on my consummate V's a bit.
Yeah, those are real nice consummate V's. Yeah, so you know, guys, do you definitely want to make sure you have a pencil sharpener around, because I noticed at this point in drawing the Spider-Man, I was starting to go really dull. So yeah, now we're moving on to the paint markers. You can see I left a nice puddle of ink there, and done.
I actually left it on my sketchbook, not knowing it was going to suddenly flow out as quickly as it did.
So definitely be aware of that, you guys, because that is just That's how paint markers work. They always leave that initial puddle pretty much no matter what you do unless you're very, very careful.
And I have some experience with paint markers, but mostly for like in model building, doing like some detail work and some touch-ups and stuff.
That's definitely the cool thing about paint markers is they'll pretty much draw on anything: glass, wood, plastic. They're great for doing models because they give you really a fine control that you wouldn't be able to get maybe with a paintbrush.
Yeah, I don't think I could fathom, hand painting with a paintbrush any sort of like Gundam model of any kind. I don't have that kind of skill with a paintbrush.
So yeah, just a little bit going a little farther with the paint marker. Kind of a very bad Hellboy from memory there.
And, I started to think about Plants vs Zombies, so I started drawing like a sunflower.
And that's about it, you guys. We just wanted to make sure that we demoed everything to show you. Again, please like, share, and subscribe down below. And thanks again for tuning in. I'm Barkey.
And I'm Erston.
Take care.